Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 6th of June. Well, it was quite the other day. I mean, everything was rosy and good, and then I don't know, what do you call it? Contretemps between Trump and Musk set everything sideways, and uh, what a bizarre turn of events. Whatever you want to feel about it, obviously it was a killer for Tesla stock and that, but it also disrupted everything, momentum in that was going, and all about this bill, or is it about the tax credit? Who knows? But they're supposed to have a chat and work it out, so to speak. That is just one of the most bizarre things ever. But it created a little teeny hiccup, but not enough to move the magenta below. You can see things are returning somewhat back to normal, though we did get a quasi DOC spread here where Cyan did track above, and also you had a fading of midterm buyers, which is interesting because it's right at the time new fund money. So you would expect that you're going to need to see a pretty solid turnaround from this to maintain things, but so far it seems to be on track. And of course, the NASDAQ. Let me enlarge that one just a bit. There we go. Didn't even get close from a Nasdaq standpoint, but you did see a big short increase. And obviously, they were taking advantage of that, but now in this particular case, they become the fodder for the turnaround, and all those who jumped into puts in fear of the bromance between Trump and Musk fading. And I mean, it was really brutal on social media. I mean, they spared no punches, but I guess it ended the debate as to whether or not they were co-presidents. That was a clear indication that when a disagreement happens, Trump's still the man there. So treasuries, from that standpoint, no real change. The Fed is going to be behind the curve on this big time. Continues to be the problem oil right here. It's riding high with the MBI white, but you're in a problematic zone because you're okay like this, but you're not really helping anything. And then the fact that the Fed is not cooperating, you've got all these resistances to really a kind of explosive growth that you could have otherwise. Of course, the euro is not happy with the fact that some of this expressed weakness could mean a softening, but then the ECB went ahead and lowered rates. So, make sense of that one. Why you would want to be in the euro when you could move your euro assets into dollars, get the advantage of this fantastic exchange rate, plus actually earn a significant amount of interest relative to where the ECB is. So, yeah, go figure that one. It makes no sense whatsoever, but it's okay. From a gold standpoint, still hovering. The international tensions still haven't changed, so those dynamics still remain the same. They're just not at the forefront. Of course, Bitcoin suffered underneath that. We expected it because he had the MBI white lady leading in this particular case, and we weren't expecting that the resistance would hold in that from the DOC spread right back here that took place on that crossover, and it just continued from there. So just filling in some of the excess, and of course ETH matching that, but just going a little bit less than Bitcoin, but relatively speaking, they're pretty much in line. Let's increase our 50K here quite a bit. So you can see everything was looking rosy, and then all of a sudden that feud started, and boom, the market sold off big, and you can see the recovery is taking it all the way back up to where we were, and it's bygones be bygones. They're going to have their little chat, everybody will be happy, and life will continue. Theoretically, we'll see how it takes place. You can see the reaction to the announcement that they were going to have a call today to work through their differences, that they realize it's not productive in any way, shape, or form. It's like, duh, really? Makes no sense whatsoever. But hey, if you were losing billions in subsidies for your, company, you might be a little upset as well. But like Trump pointed out, he knew it for a while that was going to happen. But of course, he says there's nothing to do with it. It's about wasted spending. There's politics, and then there's ideal efficiency, and in the real world, you have a compromise situation in politics. So Musk was never going to get his dream of cutting everything and reducing to zero, but You have to learn to play, well with others, so to speak. So there was the pump, and then you can see from there, just as things escalated, it just cascaded lower from an intraday standpoint. Um, Quite funny. I mean, never seen anything like that before. But talk about transparency. We all got to be part of the feud and the nasty talk that goes on with it. And, just noise, though. Noise, not really impacting where things are economically and that, because they're still on the right track. It's just going to be a matter of how long it takes, and that's what we're just continue to follow along from there. That's long and the short of anything relevant beyond this. I'll put on the team chat. Have a good one. Trade well.